Jai Baba, everyone. We are meeting now December 29th, 2024, the last days of the old year. And we celebrate that by reading quotes that Baba Zoom has sent out to all of you. I assume you all received a quote, and that's why you're here. Maybe we could all say 3 times, Avatar Meher Baba.
Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai.
Avatar Meher
Meher Baba
ki jai. Avatar
Meher Baba ki
jai.
In love of self offers itself to the beloved without any reservations, but in that very act, it finds that it has included the beloved in its own being.
Oh, could you read it again?
Sure. In love, the self offers itself to the beloved without any reservations. But in that very act, it finds that it has included the beloved in its own being. Jai Baba.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's Meher Daravala from Mumbai, India. And next, let's hear from Stuart. You got a quote, Stuart? From St. Anne's, UK, a small town.
Sure, I've got a quote. It's as long as the idea of service is tied to the idea of results, it is inevitably fraught with a sense of incompleteness. You have to do your work without worrying about consequences, irrespective of success or failure. Bear in mind that you should not at all seek appreciation from me or from others. The work in itself is its own appreciation.
Beautiful. Okay, so how about a repeat? Can you do it again?
Sure. As long as the idea of service is tied to the idea of results, it is inevitably fraught with a sense of incompleteness. You have to do your work without worrying about consequences, irrespective of success or failure. Bear in mind that you should not at all seek appreciation from me or from others. The work in itself is its own appreciation.
Wow, very nice. Thank you, Stuart. All right, go to William Byers.
Hi. This may be another one that takes a couple of readings. But
can you tell us where you're tuning in? Where you're from? What are you?
Greenville, South Carolina, 250 miles from the center. Okay. As the aspirant struggles through the obscuring fog of mental and emotional tension, his consciousness becomes more one-pointed, forming a spearhead that eventually pierces through the curtain to the inner path of divine knowledge. Even the early glimpses of this knowledge, which the pilgrim gets, are a great advance over the understanding that rests solely upon faith or reason.
All right. Can you read it again?
I looked it up. It's part of a relatively long treatise online that's that does take multiple readings. So here we go again. As the aspirant struggles through the obscuring fog of mental and emotional tension, his consciousness becomes more one-pointed, forming a spearhead that eventually pierces through the curtain to the inner path of divine knowledge. Even the early glimpses of this knowledge, which the pilgrim gets, are a great advance over the understanding that rests solely upon faith or reason. I have a vague sense of what he's saying there, and I, I, I think I have experienced it, although my spearhead is dull, I think.
I'm sorry, didn't get the last of that. You were,
I was just saying I have a vague sense of the meaning there, although I think my spearhead that Baba refers to is a little dull.
well, uh, but you'll be, maybe you'll be sharpening it after, look at all this wisdom we're getting today. Now, Hardik Shah from Maryland.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
This quote is regarding patience. It goes like this: patience may be called the power of endurance during the absence of desired things or conditions. Patience is a life power. It is a spiritual power and the greatest virtue that one can have, for it is a cross. And on this patient one is crucified. And as resurrection follows the crucifixion, so all success and happiness must follow the trying moment of patience. Jai Baba.
Wow. Can you read it again?
Sure. Patience may be called the power of endurance during the absence of desired things or conditions. Patience is a life power. It is a spiritual power and the greatest virtue that one can have, for it is a cross. And on this patient one is crucified. And as resurrection follows crucifixion, so all success and happiness must follow the trying moments of patience.
Beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Wonderful. And you are from Maryland, as you say, and you're
Yes.
US.
Yeah.
Diana? Do we hear from you? Diana?
Yeah, this is so interesting because, like Hardik, I also have a quotation about patience. And it's interesting because Hardik's showed the benefit to the self for being patient, and mine shows the benefit to the other person. So here it is. Be patient. It is not always the words and things, however frankly said, that matter, but the right time and the right way they are put. There are times when one has to discriminate. Sometimes things spoken with the best of intentions totally spoil the case if said when silence would serve the purpose for the time being. The recipient thereby loses the benefit of the advice and words of wisdom that would have done him good if said in quieter moments when he would have understood their import and even appreciated it.
Wow.
I can't find my quote.
Well, maybe just keep looking, Tina. We'll get
I
to.
don't know what to do.
Oh,
So
it's
just
from
find a quote that you love and bring it.
No, I don't want to do that.
Well, then don't.
the quotes are sent from Baba Zune 7, Tina. There's a
Baba
number,
Zoom 7.
so see if you can search for that email. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Diana. Oh, would you want to read it again? It's a long one, but
It is long. Do you want to hear it? Since
yeah.
it's all about patience. This is our patience module.
Exactly.
Be patient. It is not always the words and things, however frankly said, that matter, but the right time and the way they are put. There are times when one has to discriminate. Sometimes things spoken with the best of intentions totally spoil the case if said when silence would serve the purpose for the time being. The recipient thereby loses the benefit of the advice and words of wisdom that would have done him good if said in quieter moments when he would have understood their import and even appreciated it.
Thank you. Thank you, Tina. That is so true. Timing is everything, isn't it? Yeah. Ruthie, can we hear yours?
Yes, Jay Baba, good morning.
Hey, Baba. I'm sorry. This is Ruthie Apple from
Ruthie Apple from North Carolina near Chapel Hill. This one also is a little bit long, but it's pretty cool. To help others through one's own example, one must get not only thoroughly drenched, but drowned in love. As a prelude, one should attempt to create balance between the thoughts of the mind and the feelings of the heart. Mind, however, works much faster. Thoughts are like lightning. First there is the flash, and later the sound of thunder. For an equilibrium to be reached, the mind, which is the seat of desires, must be made to function more slowly in order to keep pace with the heart. And no amount of silence or fasting can accomplish this. If the individual desires the enforcement of equilibrium in the true direction, a consistent acceleration of feelings should be made so that feelings supersede thoughts, i.e., the heart supersedes the mind. To achieve this, the only effective fuel is love, unadulterated love.
Wow, that's a treatise. Wait, can you read it again?
Sure. To help others through one's own example, one must get not only thoroughly drenched, but drowned in love. As a prelude, one should attempt to create a balance between the thoughts of the mind and the feelings of the heart. Mind, however, works much faster. Thoughts are like lightning. First there is flash, and later the sound of thunder. For an equilibrium to be reached, the mind, which is the seat of desires, must be made to function more slowly in order to keep pace with the heart. And no amount of silence or fasting can accomplish this. If the individual desires the enforcement of equilibrium in the true direction, a consistent acceleration of feelings should be made so that feelings supersede thoughts, i.e., the heart supersedes the mind. To achieve this, the only effective fuel is love, unadulterated love.
Thank you, Ruthie.
It's funny, recently somebody read a line about moving at the speed of heart. And so that's been playing in the back of my mind for a week or two now. So it kind of goes along with my quote.
Oh, that's a great thing to aspire to. Moving actually, or to slow down to. Wow, moving at the speed of heart. I like that. Wow. Thank you, Ruthie. Anthony. And where are you from?
Hey, Jay Bob, everyone. North Florida, Gainesville by University of Florida. Wow, these are great. I feel like I'm hearing everything I need for my New Year's resolutions and everything I need to work on this year. They're great, all these quotes. Okay, so mine's kind of short. True children of the one Father do not greet one another with smiles and embraces, and at the same time harbor grudges and ill feelings, but they have an active concern in their hearts for the well-being of another and make sacrifices for that well-being. I'll read it again.
Beautiful.
True children of the one Father do not greet one another with smiles and embraces, and at the same time harbor grudges and ill feelings, but they have an active concern in their hearts for the well-being of another and make sacrifices for that well-being. Yeah, it's amazing. I was actually thinking about this topic a little bit for a New Year's resolution, how to deal with people that are kind of challenges in your life. Yeah, and just, how to set some appropriate boundaries if you need to, but also how to still love them. And it's such a challenge. And I always remember Jeff, I think he was quoting Darwin when he was saying that you don't have to like everyone, but you have to love everyone. So it always just makes me think like how to practically deal with the human challenges of people, but to love them underneath that and to be able to greet them authentically and with love. And I can't say I've achieved that yet in all my relationships, but it's a work in progress.
I would say the Mandali were great examples of, I mean, they carried so much love to and to anyone that they met, it seemed to me. Yeah. All right. We move on to Tina. Have you found your quote yet? Not yet. Okay, don't give up. I think it was in yesterday's email that they were sent. It wasn't very long ago. Not any longer than a day before that. Bob, J Baba Bob, let us know where you're calling in from.
Yes, thank you, Jay Baba. I'm from Englewood, Colorado, in the Denver metro area, and my quote is very short. Actually, Anthony's and Ruthie's both made me that they all, I don't know, they all go together so well somehow. But Ruthie's, I hadn't seen or heard that one in quite some time, and I just loved it. Mine is, when the mind encroaches upon the province of the heart, it does so by requiring assurance or conviction as a precedent condition that must be fulfilled before there is a release of love. And
Can you repeat it?
sure. When the mind encroaches upon the province of the heart, it does so by requiring assurance or conviction as a precedent condition that must be fulfilled before there is a release of love.
Mm.
It really for me went along with the one Ruthie read. The mind moves so fast, it just takes over any situation, and love takes a little time, a little patience, a little quietude, in order to just put all the rest of it aside. So thank you all for sharing your quotes. These makes my day.
Oh, it makes a great, isn't it, a great space here? Yeah.
Yay, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Marion, let us know where you're from, Marion.
I'm from New York City, Upper West Side. Thank you. And that, I just want to respond. That quote, that was Baba's quote to a woman disciple. You don't have to like everybody, but you have to love everybody. When one of his Western women was antagonistic toward the other women and didn't like them. So I always remembered that. And so thank you for having that. So my quote is this: your love should be so deep that it makes you forget yourself and the world. This experience will leave you desireless, dazed, and confounded. This is real love.
Can you say it again?
Once again, your love should be so deep that it makes you forget yourself and the world. This experience will leave you desireless, dazed, and confounded. This is real love. Dave out.
Desireless, dazed, and confounded. Well, what a state.
Yeah, I thought those are three good words to remember. Yeah. Desireless, dazed, and confounded. So
that's a good.
It's interesting that the word daze spelled backwards is Izad.
Yes.
Oh,
all right.
Thank you, Stuart. Mayor Prasad.
Hey, Baba. Now I know why I'm always confounded.
Where are you coming from, first
Oh,
of all?
I'm from Seattle, Washington. Remember, I am always with you internally. The only place that can hold me is the heart. Keep me close with you. I am always there. Let me read that again. Remember, I am always with you internally. The only place that can hold me is the heart. Keep me close with you. I am always there.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's, yeah. Say no more. Marilyn?
Yeah, that was a beauty. That was great. They're all really beautiful. This
And
one
where are you,
is,
where are you from? Where are
I live in Myrtle Beach. Right now I'm in Tamarack with my mom. I'll be going back to Myrtle Beach soon though.
Florida, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now is the time. Oops. Wait, it just left. Okay. Now is the time to cast off the veil of imagined duality and unreservedly surrender to the life of open and undisguised love, which is pure and selfless and which knows no fear and needs no apology. Jai Baba. I could read it again.
Please.
Now is the time to cast off the veil of imagined duality and unreservedly surrender to the life of open and undisguised love, which is pure and selfless and which knows no fear and needs no apology. That's a good New Year's resolution.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To cast off the veil of imagined duality and surrender. Okay. Jai Baba, thank you for listening to that too.
Beautiful. Thank you, Marilyn. Emmy now, where are you coming from?
The same house as Anthony Cortez
Yeah.
in Florida. Gainesville-ish. So my quote is, animals have instinct and humans have intellect, but those drawn to me are drawn by inspiration. They smell, they smell the fragrance of my taffy shop, my love, and are attracted to it.
His taffy shop? Is that what he said? Can you read that?
Animals have instinct and humans have intellect, but those drawn to me are drawn by inspiration. They smell the fragrance of my taffy shop, my love, and are attracted to it.
Oh. Beautiful.
Yeah. So also I somehow received two different quotes from Baba Zoom, and I was wondering, Tina, if you wanted me to email you one of those, the other quote that I received. If you put your email address in the chat. Oh, you're muted. Okay. Well, if you want me to email it to you, just put your email address in the chat and then I'll forward you the other quote.
Or maybe at the if Tina is successful finding hers, maybe you could read yours later on. How's that, Emmy? The other one. Okay, if Tina, unless Tina, yeah, can use it. All right.
Hey, Tina, please check in your junk mail and your trash mail because sometimes things get inadvertently sent there. And I got my quote maybe 5 days ago.
Really?
Yeah, I got mine. I don't know why. I got maybe because I joined Baba Zoom so many years ago. So, and I know Tina did too. So, but also the place in the alphabet might make a difference. So, anyway, just a suggestion.
Okay. So hold that second thought, Emmy. We get back. We should hear it. Yeah, it was sent. So somebody should read it. Okay. Let's see. We have Diane and Terry.
Can't do it right now.
Okay. Let's go to Rosa. Rosa, are you there? Can we see you? Ah, here she is.
I didn't get a quote, but here's the quote. Let these words be inscribed in your heart. Nothing is real but God.
Oh.
Nothing matters but love for God.
Wow. Say it again.
Let these words be inscribed in your heart. Nothing is real but God. Nothing matters but love for God.
Beautiful. Mm. And obviously those words are inscribed in your heart. You, Rosa. Oh, and
yeah. Well, it does put things in perspective.
Yeah.
And to remember that there's like a trickle down effect, everything else takes care of itself, is my experience.
Well said. Yeah. Thank you. And where are you coming from, Rosa?
Yeah, Somerville, South Carolina, about 2.5 hours south of the center.
Okay. Thank you, Rosa. That
Yeah.
was a moment. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Betty, I have an addendum to Rosa's quote, and that is that I remember back in '69, Phyllis Frederick saying to me, and the way that Baba gave, she was there when Baba spoke those words in front of her, and he took his finger, and as I recall her telling it, he wrote on her chest, over her heart, these words.
Wow.
Inscribe in your heart these words. Nothing is real but God, and nothing matters but love for God.
Mm.
And it's so powerful. I looked it up later, more recently, and found it in Lord Mayhare. And in Lord Mayhare, it says Baba wrote it on his own heart. But I specifically remember Phyllis saying that he wrote it on her heart.
I'm glad you
so
heard that.
At any rate, it's, yeah, that is so powerful. Nothing matters but love for God. How wonderful.
Mm. Oh, I'm so glad we've heard that story right now. We've all heard it, that it was written. Phyllis said he wrote it on her chest. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Judy. That was wonderful. So do you have a quote and tell us where you're coming from?
I'm coming from Seattle, Washington. Mayor Prasad is in a very lovely place called Redmond, which is part of the greater Seattle area. And I'm going to get small here so that I can get to my quote. Love, from its lowest to its highest expression, has its ups and downs. Love suffers the pangs of separation, the stings of jealousy, all the little pricks that a lover has to endure are the different helpmates in disguise. They stir you up and bring forward to life the most important parts of your nature.
Wow, what an interesting quote. Is that it?
That's it.
Can you-
I'll read it again. Sorry about my frog that's joining us. Love from its lowest to its highest expression has its ups and downs. Love suffers the pangs of separation, the stings of jealousy, all the little pricks that a lover has to endure are the different helpmates in disguise. They stir you up and bring forward to life the most important parts of your nature.
What an interesting quote. Thank you.
Sure. I'm still absorbing it. I discovered it, this morning. And yeah, I got mine yesterday.
Thank you, Judy. I may call you and I need that quote right now. I may call you and ask you for it. Or email you. Let me see.
I didn't get my quote from Marilyn.
Are you so Tina, would you like Emmy to send you hers?
Yes.
I'll send
All
it
right.
right now.
Do you have Tina's email?
Yeah.
It's Maher's friend at Gmail.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks, Emmy. Thanks, Tina. Good. We've solved a problem. Ralph, are you there, Ralph? Calling Ralph. He's often working about his place. Ralph, are you there? Okay, we'll come back to Ralph. How about you, Margie? Are you there? Margie Pan? Marge? Okay, on to A. Elizabeth. No, I just heard you a minute ago.
I am here, and
Hey.
and now I will reveal myself.
Oh,
I have to change locations, and I have a fabulous quote that I've never heard before. That was perfect for me. So forgive me. Give me a second. I have to go to a different location. I'm almost there. Voila. Okay. Hello, everybody. Che Bum. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. So sorry about that. Okay, I have to go to my emails and get it. So just excuse me while I do that. So hold on a second.
Okay.
I did write it down. So but I love my quote and I've never heard it before. Baba Zoom, right? Baba Zoom 7.
Baba 7. There's a number 7 after it.
Yeah. My if you want to go to somebody else while I find it, I know it won't take me long, but here it
How
is.
about okay,
I've got it now. I have it. So here it is. It's amazing. Remember, darkness must precede the dawn. And be glad you are not outside of these experiences. These changes of heat and cold, light and darkness, response and indifference. The real and only tragedy of human life is when the individual is unresponsive and untouched by life's experiences. M.S. Irani.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Now, I'll tell you what to me is even more amazing. I have been complaining about winter. I have been saying, I hate winter. I hate the cold. I hate all this darkness. I want it to go away. And, and I'm not a person who gets depressed, but I got really kind of depressed Christmas morning because I wasn't with anybody in my family. I mean, that was by choice. I chose to sing in a candlelight service that was gorgeous the night before. But I have estranged members of my family. And so this whole thing about, the most important thing is that we don't have indifference, that we respond and we are touched by life's experiences. And I think all the quotes we've been reading today have been fantastic. And I especially like the one about, did Judy read it? About, was it?
Little jealousies and little, I too,
Was it about jealousy or something like that?
about lower, I don't know, you could read it.
There was one that specifically mentioned either jealousy or something like that.
That was my quote. Would you like me to read it again?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Let me get back to it.
It's my nemesis in my life. I hate that quality.
Can I read my quote?
Let's see. Yeah, after Elizabeth has read hers again, but let Judy read that one, and then Elizabeth.
Okay. Love from its lowest to its highest expression has its ups and downs. Love suffers the pangs of separation, the stings of jealousy, all the little pricks that a lover has to endure during the different, all the little pricks that a lover has to endure are the different helpmates in disguise. They stir you up and bring forward to life the most important parts of your nature.
Thank you for rereading it. I need to get a copy of that.
Me too.
Actually, Judy, can you email it to me at AER1894?
I'll email one to Betty and she can send it out.
Okay, perfect. I've often wondered why is it that somebody's jealous, and why can't you control it? I mean, I'm terrible, absolutely terrible when it comes to in relationships, and there have been times I've given up relationships because I didn't want to be like that. But I'm wondering, Judy, what is it that's so great about that brings out the best in your personality? That's what I want to know. I can't figure it, but it's hopeful. I will say that. Okay, now I'll reread this quote here.
Elizabeth, it's not your personality, it's your nature. What's
no,
your nature?
That's even worse. Oh my God, I'm like an animal. Okay.
You're like a human.
It just shows how far we have to go, Anyway, how I should say I have to go. Okay, here we go with this quote that's amazing to me. Remember, darkness must precede the dawn, and be glad you are not outside of these experiences, these changes of heat and cold, light and darkness, response and indifference. The real and only tragedy of human life is when the individual is unresponsive and untouched by life's experiences.
That's
yeah.
Wow.
Does anybody know where it comes from?
No. Mm-mm. Oh, you didn't tell us where you're from, Elizabeth. Where are you coming?
Nowhere and everywhere. No. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, which is part of the Research Triangle that includes Chapel Hill and Durham. So.
Okay, now Tina has a quote and has requested audience. Are you here, Tina? There.
Yes.
And
If
where are you coming from?
New York City. If, in spite of being very angry, you refrain from expressing it to others, it is indeed a great achievement. Although your mind may be angry, do not let your heart know it. Remain unaffected.
What a tall order. Can
Yes.
you read it again?
If, in spite of being very angry, you refrain from expressing it to others, it is indeed a great achievement. Although your mind may be angry, do not let your heart know it. Remain unaffected.
Boy. Wow.
Yes, that's challenging for me.
Very, very challenging to ignore your anger, from wow. Okay, thank you, Tina. I'm glad you finally got to read one.
Yes, I thank you to Emmy for forwarding it.
I definitely have to thank Angela for, I think she's the one who sent out all of these quotes and also made the beautiful artwork. Somehow she sent me too. I have no idea why, but it was an honor to pass it forward to you, Tina.
Baba knew there'd be a need. Thank you, Emmy. Hey, Rosalie, how about you?
I'm just going to say the Baba's words that helped me this year, that I love saying them. Hold on to my Dhamma. Remember that I love you so that you can reflect my love. Be loving towards all. Be honest, simple, natural, childlike. Even I repeat my own name. I added that last part from another time Baba said that because he repeats his name. Even I repeat my own name. And when I jump, I like to think, well, Baba and me is repeating his name because we are Baba. He says, you and I are not we, but one. So I've not come to teach, but to awaken me in you, because he's a trigger for us to remember who we are. Yeah. And I just have to slide my little 5-word from the mystical language in, because holidays can be quite stressful, rushing around, accidents. So this oneness is rest in being. Oneness is rest in being. Just saying it, Baba said it's vibrational. You don't have to intellectually understand it. Oneness is rest in being, and rest is with a capital R. Really rest. And being is a capital B. Because you can't be, pardon?
Would you tell us your first quote that you said? Would you tell us?
Oh, about hold on to my Dhamman.
Yeah.
Remember that I love you so that you can reflect my love. Be loving towards all. Be honest, simple, natural, childlike. And I say that every time that I do a loop dropping. So then I say, even I repeat my own name. So I remember who's repeating his name. But I tell you, repeating Baba's name alone is ecstasy for me. It's a real adventure because, it's an inner adventure that I'm glad I started doing that. As the manifestation goes on, it's not going to get easier. But he is manifesting. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Rosalie. And Rosalie, I know, is coming from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. All right, so we go on. Diane?
Good morning. I'm calling from Venice Beach, California.
Ooh, yeah.
In our everyday life of worldly duties, if, quote, love dash service honesty, end quote, is manifested, renunciation is achieved without renouncing the world. Love for God automatically and naturally results in self-denial, mental control, and ego annihilation, irrespective of the lover's following of renouncing external forms. I haven't had my coffee yet, so this is a bit much.
Oh, it's great. Perfect. It's perfect.
In our everyday life of worldly duties, if love, service, honesty is manifested, renunciation is achieved without renouncing the world. Love for God automatically and naturally results in self-denial, mental control, and ego annihilation, irrespective of the lover's following or renouncing external forms. Jai Baba.
Beautiful. Now you have to read it again.
Oh, I did read it. I read it twice. You want to?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to read it again?
Sure. Why
Okay.
not? Would you? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if it sticks in my head this time. In our everyday life of worldly duties, if love, service, honesty is manifested, renunciation is achieved without renouncing the world.
You want to read it?
Love for God automatically and naturally results in self-denial, mental control, and ego annihilation, irrespective of the lover's following or renouncing external forms.
I have 3 dogs on me.
And I have Terry's, and she'd read it, but she has 3 dogs lying on her. Is it this whole big one?
Yeah.
What's a big one?
What does it say?
As soon as the truth of direct inner realization is intellectualized and formulated, it gets enmeshed in creeds and dogmas. These creeds and dogmas have a tendency to bind the soul in the very attempt to emancipate it. They cover the truth in the very act of seeking to express it. This comic tragedy reveals itself in the retrospective analysis of all the world religions bestowed on man, but it is not inevitable. If man is invariably vigilant and remains unwaveringly loyal to the inner perspective of the inexpressive but unchangeable spiritual truth, whichever affirms itself as the one, all-embracing life divine, at once indivisible and illimitable.
Wow.
That actually wasn't from the Baba quote. That was a Baba quote. Sorry, Terry, you didn't give me the right one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold on. That was from the Baba quotes. Okay, sorry. I thought it was kind of a mouthful.
Some of them are a bit long like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look for hers and go to someone else right now.
Okay. Thanks, Diane. Okay. We have Alexander Happiness. I know you're there. I saw you a minute ago.
Yeah, I was just speaking to her on a call, and her volume's not working. She can't hear anything in the meeting. She can't hear anything, so she's trying to log in again or go out and come back in. She's saying it's still not
Oh,
working.
thank you, Stuart. Okay. Ah. Oh, so this is this Nicole Smile? Maybe. Okay. All right. We'll go on. iPhone. I think that's you, Janet. Is it? Hello? iPhone?
Yeah, yes, it's me. Sorry. I'm on my phone and I remembered this when I was out for a walk. I'm in Boulder, Colorado. And my quote is, The life of the Spirit does not consist in turning away from worldly spheres of existence, but in reclaiming them for the divine purpose, which is to bring love, peace, happiness, beauty, and spiritual perfection within the reach of everyone. I love this quote. And
Beautiful. Can you read it again?
Yeah, it pertains to my life. I mean, I'm not saying I do what he says, but the life of the Spirit does not consist in turning away from worldly spheres of existence, but in reclaiming them for the divine purpose, which is to bring love, peace, happiness, beauty, and spiritual perfection within the reach of everyone.
Oh, wow. That's what.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Brings me to tears. That's wonderful. Would you do one more time?
Yes, I will. Just a sec. Okay. The life of the Spirit does not consist in turning away from worldly spheres of existence, but in reclaiming them for the divine purpose, which is to bring love, peace, happiness, beauty, and spiritual perfection within the reach of everyone. M.S. Sarani.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I don't know if A. Alexander, who I think is Nicole Smile, has, let's see, there were some others. Ralph or Marge, are you there? How about Sharon? Sharon Leah?
I got Terry's.
Okay, great. Let's have it.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I didn't open it. I thought it was opened. Oh, here it is.
And can you put it in?
Okay. One who is keen about true spirituality must lose all self-will. He has to accept the divine will, irrespective of whether it happens to be in line with his cherished inclinations or against them. I'll read it again. One who is keen about true spirituality must lose all self-will. He has to accept the divine will, irrespective of whether it happens to be in line with his cherished inclinations or against them. Jai Baba.
Wonderful. Yeah. What is your life is not your own, right? That's what what's the singer? Why can't I think of his name? Your life is
Bob In.
Bobby, right? Yeah, that great song.
I woke up a couple of mornings and that was on the screen of my mind. Your life is not your own.
Your own.
And I said, it's a good thing I give it to you. You know what to do.
Okay, it looks like we have Alexander Happiness here. Are you able to hear us now? I hope. You'll need to unmute. I think maybe she can't hear us.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can hear you now. Sorry.
Great. Now tell us your name. Is it there has to be another name than Alexander Happiness, I'm guessing. And where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Oh, are you broadcasting from Nigeria?
Yeah.
Wow.
I am.
Oh my gosh, you get the award. Longest distance. Wow. Oh, that's impressive. I'm glad the story could help you. So go ahead. So maybe
Well,
is Alexander happiness?
Yeah, it is.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Forgive me. Wow. All right.
Yeah. So that's my name. And I got a quote from Gmail as well. So I'd want to read that. So it says, the body suffers, the mind is tormented, but the spirit of the selfless servant of the master experiences the bliss of true satisfaction. One of the most difficult things to learn is to render service without force or pride, or without any consciousness of high or low. In the world of spirituality, humility counts as much as utility. So that's one. And I've got another here that says, expand your compassion to embrace the world. Do not seek my blessings, which is always upon you, but long for the day when my grace will descend upon all who love me. So
Both
that,
beautiful. Can you read them again?
yeah, I can. Yeah. So the first one says, the body suffers, the mind is tormented, but the spirit of the selfless servant of the master experiences the bliss of true satisfaction. One of the most difficult things to learn is to render service without force or pride, or without any consciousness of high or low. In the world of spirituality, humility counts as much as utility. So that's one. And the other one is, expand your compassion to embrace the world. Do not seek my blessings, which is always upon you, but long for the day when my grace will descend upon all who love me.
Beautiful. Now
Yeah.
can you tell how, oh, let's see. Wait, we do. I'd love to hear a little bit about how you connected with Baba and how, but we first need to get to everybody here. If you have a moment, Alexander, that's just so unusual. To have
Yeah,
somebody.
and I would love to hear about the Baba community in Nigeria and how it has gotten established or is established there after the rest of the quotes have been read. And welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. This is fabulous.
Okay, Sharon Leah from
Port Townsend and Washington and US. The degrees of bliss proportionately correspond to the degrees of previous suffering. The degrees of bliss proportionately correspond to the degrees of previous sufferings.
Oh, short and to the point, but wow, profound. That's great. Thank you, Sharon. So I'm looking. Okay, I know Ralph, you appeared for a moment. Are you there?
Not quite yet. Working
Okay.
on it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. How about Marzipan? You there, Marge?
Hardy hasn't shared his quote yet.
He did initially, but he could certainly do it again if you'd like to, Hardy.
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. Okay. Patience may be called the power of endurance during the absence of desired things or conditions. Patience is a life power. It is a spiritual power and the greatest virtue that one can have, for it is a cross, and on this patient one is crucified. And as resurrection follows crucifixion, so all success and happiness must follow the trying moments of patience.
Thank you, Heidi. It was good the first time and good second time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. We got everybody.
Maybe we can do them all again one more time.
This has been so rich. I'm amazed. I didn't know. I have a quote. I'm afraid I'm on a phone. I'm afraid I'll lose you if I go look for it. But maybe I'll try. Let's see. I forget now. Ralph was going to come on. How about now, Ralph?
No, sorry, not yet.
Okay.
Forgive me, sorry.
Okay. Um,
Unfortunately, we lost Alexander Happiness.
oh, we did?
Yeah, it would be so wonderful to hear
Oh,
how she
would. Maybe she'll
connected with Baba
back.
in Nigeria.
I'm wondering what time it is there. Must be at night.
It's
Yeah.
it's just after 5 p.m. 6 p.m.
Oh,
in
it was so
Nigeria.
dark where she was.
It's 6:03 p.m. I just asked Google.
Yeah.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank you, Stuart, for helping her
Yeah.
to connect. And Stuart,
Yeah.
I hope will you stay on after? Just let me get your email address. Well,
Yeah, sure.
Angela has it. Of course, she sent you okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you should really know about and we have a calendar of events every day. If
Yeah.
yeah.
I've tried to log on a few times, but I've just been a bit confused with the timing and things. But the
Oh,
last email that I got, it said UK time. I think it was 4 p.m. So I put a reminder on my phone. That's how I got on.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it worked this time. There's a UK meeting. Is there not, Rosalie? For Norina's
On Saturday, on the third Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
And does Sue Campbell host a meeting, or she's from England?
No.
Up in the north.
It's the mystical language meeting.
No, I don't know of any meetings in the UK online. I mean, I used to run a meeting on Zoom, discourse study group.
Wow.
But that's not going now. That stopped a couple of years ago.
Well, this mystical languages meets what, once a month?
4 o'clock. Because I have library. I'm subbing from the library.
Oh, that's right.
Sue Campbell did the book that's about Baba in England, which we're reading now with Doug Ross. I'm trying to remember. I think it's called Fred or something like
Yeah,
that.
Sue Chapman.
Yes, Sue Chapman. That's what.
Yeah,
Sue
yeah, I
Chapman.
know Sue. Yeah, I didn't know she was doing a group. I didn't know that. She was part of our discourse group here.
Oh,
she wrote the book.
Yeah.
It's written and published now, and we meet on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. I'm sorry, that's Eastern time. Pacific time is 6 o'clock. But there's a way you can connect to Doug if you have any interest in that. And you have to send him an email, though. It's not on Baba Zoom. He has his own,
Right.
link, own Zoom link.
Yeah, I remember doing the research for that book as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? So you worked with her on it?
I didn't work with her on it, no, but she was part of our discourse group at the time. And I know she was asking a friend of mine who was close to Fred for some information.
I was really interested because I lived in England from September of 70 to August of 71 in London. And I think I worked at Cambridge Circus, and I think one of the Baba rooms was in that area. It's, you know, close to Soho. And I've been very interested in all the places Baba went in England.
Wow. Hey, folks, I just found my quote and I seem to still be with you. So I'm going to read it quickly. Yeah. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. He says, think of me more and more. And I can't find it now. Think of me more and more. And oh, shoot. Here we go. Think of me more and more, and all your worries will disappear into the nothing that they really are. Okay, one more time. Think of me more and more, and all your worries will disappear into the nothing that they really are. M.S. Irani. So, whoops, there we go. So I guess
I'd like to read my quote again.
Great.
If in spite of being very angry, you refrain from expressing it to others, it is indeed a great achievement. Although your mind may be angry, do not let your heart know it. Remain unaffected.
Beautiful. Read it one more time, Tina. Okay.
If in spite of being very angry, you refrain from expressing it to others, it is indeed a very great achievement. Although your mind may be angry, do not let your heart know it. Remain unaffected.
Great quote.
I have a short quote to share.
Yes. One.
It says, take life lightly and God seriously.
Say that again.
Take life lightly and God seriously.
That's a great one to carry in your heart, isn't it? Easy.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, so Ralph, how about now?
Why? You must be in desperate need.
Yeah. Needs your quote.
Well, I'm not going to show myself because
That's
I'm not,
okay.
I haven't groomed at all. I've been.
That's okay. You can read your quote. If you...
You read this last night, Baba's Wish. I know people say they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
My wish. I believe this was about 1958. Listen with all your attention to what I have. This is Baba. Listen with all your attention to what I have to say. It is but for the very few to annihilate their very existence and merge in me. For those who want to love me, I have given points for them to follow. Love means love. It is void of any superficiality or formality. The lover has to keep the wish of the beloved and always has to keep the beloved pleased and happy. What are the wishes of your beloved? If you take me to be your beloved, they are: 1. Do not shirk your responsibilities, such as home, family, office, jobs, etc. 2. Attend faithfully to your worldly duties, but keep at the back of your mind that all of this is Baba's. When you feel happy, think Baba wants you to be happy. When you suffer, think Baba wants you to suffer. 4. Be resigned to every situation and think honestly and sincerely that Baba has placed you in this situation. 5. With the understanding that Baba is in everyone, try to keep and serve others. Try to help, try to help and serve others. Continuing, Baba emphasized, I tell you all with my divine authority that whosoever, anyone and everyone, takes my name on his lips at the time he or she breathes his or her last, they come to me. Therefore, do not forget to remember me at the time when you breathe your last. Unless you take my name, remembering me constantly from now on, and keep it up continuously, you cannot remember me and keep my name on your lips when you drop your body. Even if you take my name once a day with all your heart and soul, it is sufficient. You will thus ultimately come to me. Jai Baba.
Oh, would you read those last 2 lines again? Just those even, Ralph?
Therefore, do not forget to remember me at the time of breathing you, at the time when you breathe your last. Unless you take my name, remembering me constantly from now on, and keep it up continuously, you cannot remember me and keep my name on your lips when you drop your body. Even if you take my name once a day with all your heart and soul, it is sufficient. You will thus ultimately come to me.
Beautiful.
Seems like a big leap between constantly and continuously remembering, continue. Unless you take my name, remembering me constantly and continuously, but once a day with all your
Right. That is a big leap.
also will be very good. Very.
Yeah, we'll do the job.
Me.
Yeah.
This is Marion. May I comment?
Please, yeah.
I've always been in my life a little bit reticent, a little bit shy, but I've gotten very bold to announce that Baba, there's no accident that this precious time together is on my 88th birthday today.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
So
Happy birthday, Marilyn.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
80 years old, Mazel Tov.
Wow.
yeah, happy birthday to you.
You. Happy birthday to
you.
Happy
birthday,
birthday
dear
Dear
Marilyn.
Marilyn.
Happy birthday to
birthday
you.
to you.
Thank you. That's the boldest thing I've ever done. So thank you so much. Thank you, Baba. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to sign off.
All right.
I'm
Happy
with that
birthday,
blessing.
Marion.
That's
Thank you, thank
that's
you.
the beginning of boldness, Miriam.
Yes, yes, the beginning of boldness. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Happy
It's
birthday. I
even a
stepped
numerous.
away and I just heard it was her birthday today.
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oh, very great.
Betty,
Happy,
I had
happy
a.
birthday and Happy New Year.
Thank
She's
you.
eight, she's
So
88
love
years
to
young.
everyone. Yes. I see you again soon. See you soon.
Awesome.
All right.
Hi, Marion. Happy everything.
Bye.
Rosalie, you were saying, yeah?
Yeah, I would. You know that quote about that Tina read about not letting your heart, feel the anger. Your mind is angry, but I found this helpful, and I think it came from Baba because it's so spiritually practical. But when you feel anger coming up, you start singing the silliest song you can, or go to a mirror and make faces.
Oh, wow.
You have to remove it, but it does work. Or you do a goofy dance. I mean, you have to geographically position yourself. If you're in front of the person, it's different, but it does work. It does work because it's an energy, and you can't be goofy and at the same time. It's
Very good.
I want to be angry, and you just go, you're making faces at yourself and stuff. I found it very practical.
Thank you. That's great. I mean,
And I believe it's from Baba's words because it's just too good. It's too good. So, but I did read that one.
It also has the history of the clown as shaman.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Historically.
Yeah, which is so Rosalie. Yeah. The clown, the shaman.
Yeah, one of his favorite people was Dr. Ghani. Dr. Ghani made him laugh.
Don't forget the court.
He said he had a perfect balance of wit and wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget the court jester. Yeah, because they were supposed to, cheer up the king and probably make him not do things he otherwise would regret.
But I will say something, because this lifetime, my calling card from Baba was the "Don't Worry, Be Happy" card. And it's tremendous humor in that card. I mean, it's like, and when I grew up thinking you had to worry or things would be worse. So I actually thought that way. And I thought it was, it was enhanced by the family I grew up in. But you could be just totally wrong. So imagine when that card, I saw it, and I was like a dog after a bone. I had to have it. I never read the back of it. No. But then this is very funny, and if you have time, I showed it to Milton Berle. I walked up to him. He's a longtime comedian. He's a father of television. I mean, he's made it he's gone on the other side now, but I walked up to him at a fundraiser, and I says, "You see this card?" And I held out the "Don't Worry, Be Happy" card. I says, this helped me to laugh when it was really hard for me to laugh. So he takes it, and I don't know how good his vision was. He was on in years, and he looked like this, and he says, "It is funny." He says, he says, "Shall I keep it?" I said, "If you like." So he stuck it in his pocket, and he walked away. And I have to say, I am attuned to comic. I call it comic energy. I never liked his comedy because it's very put down. I felt it was put down, and he walked away. And 7 years later, I was womaning the Baba Center in Los Angeles. And there was a free workshop with Milton Berle. So I went, and from the stage, he looked at me, I was right by the stage, and he says, we've met before. And I says, yes, we have met before. And he says, you were wearing the same dress 40 years ago, which is not only funny, but I do wear things that long because I don't seem to change shape, you know. But anyway, as it can, I waited till the whole demonstration of his demonstration of comedy was over, and people were after his autograph. And I waited because I said, I wanted to know if he remembered Baba's card. I never said Baba's name. And finally, it petered out the autograph seekers, and I held the card up. I says, yes, we have met before. And he went, he lost his cool. It was like a child opening a Christmas present. He says, who is it? Who is it? I mean, really, you know, no public, you know, not a pretense or a protection. I said, that's Meher Baba. And he took the card from me and he put it in his pocket. He wouldn't take it out. I wanted to get a picture with it out, him holding it. He wouldn't do it. But I have a picture with him after when but I tell you, imagine how powerful the name is. I didn't even say the name, but the picture also. It's like slow working dynamite. You know, it's just the power of the avatar, you know. And I thought he didn't live all that much longer after, so I thought I did him a favor.
I bet you did. Yeah.
I mean, and even to say to me, who is it? Who is it? Like, really needed to know, you know? Yeah. Or it will be like someone after chocolate. What kind of chocolate? If you have a favorite, what kind of chocolate? Wow. Wow. I'll never forget that. Yeah. Yeah.
Great story, Rosalie. Yeah. Well, does anybody else have any last thing they want to say, or can
I
or
want to share something.
pardon?
I want to share something. So sometimes I read Meher Baba books, and if I find some paragraph, I just copy them and paste them into a Word file and keep a good documents for me to again check back. So I find one small paragraph which Meher Baba urged the Mandli about never to fear the illusion. Can I read
Please,
it out?
please read it. Absolutely, please.
So, okay. Meher Baba urged Mandli never to fear illusion and gave them this simile. Take, for example, a movie in which a villain harasses and oppresses a poor innocent child or a woman. What great anxiety is caused when the same poor creature is tied down to be either burnt up in a fire or cursed under a motor car or a railway train. How eager all feel that a brave hero may turn up and save the unfortunate creature in the nick of time. If the villain overcomes his dilemma, the spectators feel happy. But if the villain gets the upper hand, they feel miserable. In short, you feel in accordance with what happens in the picture on the screen. But the moment the show is over, you realize, oh, it was merely a film, a picture. It was merely a film, a picture on the screen. And the feeling that surged within you while watching it were without any basis. It was a mere drama, a creation of imagination or bhas in which you were absorbed. In just this very way, think of this, our life and universe. We all are acting our parts on the stage on this world, And only when the play of life finished do we realize that this was all a dream. It is mere a movie which has no substance to it, for it is a false, made up. All that you see about you is absolutely nothing. Everything is false, an illusion, a play, a film, a mirage. Therefore, I repeatedly emphasize to one and all, do not be attracted by Maya. Take my name, take the name of God and seek the surrenders to those who have become one with God, that they may safely advise and guide you all right. Jai Baba.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for listening.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful, Hardik. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would love to see your word file. I bet it's very precious.
Yeah, I will. Some like in sessions like this, I can share, or if you want, I can email you.
Yeah, or we at RT. I don't know if our RT time works. Oh yeah, Maryland, you're in the US. Yeah, that's that's where we share things like this. You know, everybody brings more. But it's 9 in the morning, 9 at night. Yeah,
On the virtual sessions.
every day. We do. It's RT. We do prayers and yeah, we do the prayers and we do a singing of an Archie, but and then people share, people bring exactly this kind of thing. That would be wonderful if you come and share your treasures.
Sure.
every day, 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you for that cute little truck that you showed, Rosa.
Oh, yes. Oh, you show again, Rosalie. This is the blue bus.
Blue bus, because I have to share one little thing. What Baba said about the blue bus, that's when he took the women, you know, all over India, and he was still doing his, I mean, all of it was his work, but he was bowing down to must. I was just reading some of the book this morning, and you know, it might just be a businessman who's a must. And Baba just gets down and bows and tells one of his mandali to give him a rupee or so many rupees. I mean, and the person's looking like kind of stunned. It's interesting what went on. But anyway, Baba said about this blue bus, he said, this blue bus is the same as the chariot of Krishna. And after my manifestation, it will be worshipped. So it's a resident of Marazad now. But not only were the people crammed on it, but most of them were motion sick. They weren't used to being in a car. And that Marwan Jesawala, they'd have him pee out the window. He was a child.